Can we all hear me? That's what matters.
That is what matters, isn't it? So, to my listeners, that guy who wants to make sure he's being heard is Jabba. And the man beside him, but not really, is his cousin, I believe, Dylan. And they are the people behind Sweet Sensi Records. Guys, say hello.
Hello.
What's up?
So, if you guys are trying to identify them, I believe the first man was Jabba, the second man was Dylan. We did this once before. Let's be real. I screwed up. I don't know how, but we didn't record properly. So these guys have been kind enough to give me a second go at this. And I pretty much am doing a carbon copy of what we asked last time. So I'm going to lead in, change it up a little on the first question. Can you guys tell me what the last song you guys had listened to each? Dylan, you go first.
Oh my god, the last song I was probably listening to was something of my own. A unreleased or a remix that I just got back from a producer, and it was I'm still sort of processing it.
So it's something in the works. It's not finished. You're saying?
What's that?
You're saying it's like an unfinished song?
The song's done. It came back from a remixer. That was the last thing I think I was listening to, as far as I can remember.
Okay, and Jabba, yourself?
I was just down at Planet Paradise and they were playing old school hip hop. So I was just listening to a bunch. They were playing like Biggie and Tupac, like 93 hip hop.
Which on there?
You know, like
Yeah.
when you say Biggie and Tupac are old school hip hop, I know it is, but it drives me nuts sometimes when I'm listening to Q107 and Matchbox 20 comes on or something. I'm like, really? Classic rock?
Yeah, we're getting old.
Don't say that, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm implying. Okay, with that, I just want to dive into a few questions. I will try and direct them to one of you so we don't get confused here, but I will always go to the other guy because I don't want to miss out. So, Jabba, let's start with you on this one. Can you describe to me your first rave experience?
Sorry? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I got fuzzy for a second.
No problem, buddy. Can you explain to me your first rave experience?
I think it was a Sunshine Wayne's party. That was the first thing I went to.
Good old Sunshine Wayne's.
Yeah, old Sunshine.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's browse that for a while. Sunshine Wayne's was a Candy Kid kind of location at College in Spadina, and Wayne, who became, I guess, autonomous alongside a lot of people in the or the rave community, I would say. And I don't know if he's still around. I don't know what happened to Wayne, but that area and that I think could be a home place for a lot of people. I think I myself can say my first party was at Sunshine Wayne's. But it wasn't about the music for me. It was about the rave experience, I guess. It was a shady place. You had Waverly Hotel right there, and then the Comfort Zone, so you could start on a Friday and finish on a Monday and not have to leave a club. With that, Dylan, do you want to share your first experience with me, please?
I think my first experience was a Transcendence party. I went to see a live ambient group called A.F.
Who was it? Say it again.
I went to see a live ambient group called Autechre, supported by a local Toronto group, Legion of Green Men, and it was wild. It was like a maze. There was all these weird strobe lights, and I think it was on Guns Road, but I can't remember. Yeah, that was one of my first raves.
What year? What year are we talking about that?
I want to say either 94 or 95, but I can't remember. I wish I still had that flyer.
That sounds really cool, man. That sounds like a really, really, the only thing I can think of is Ohm. Like, I think of Ohm when I think of what you're describing, like a maze or Burning Man or something. Like, that sounds really cool.
Well, this is still in a warehouse.
Sorry, say it again? It was inside a warehouse?
Yeah, it was in a warehouse, which makes it even weirder.
Yeah, now I've got no visual whatsoever. I thought that had to be outdoors based on what you were describing, but it was inside, eh?
Yeah, man.
Interesting. Um, okay, Dylan, I'm going to keep with you on this one. Can you please tell me and the listeners what was the mission statement for Sweet Sensi Records when you and Jabba first started it?
Well, I feel like I have it more crystallized in my head this time. Basically, what we were trying to do was make like old school raga jungle that was current for that time, so 2005-ish. I mean, the track that I wrote was I had sort of sitting around for a little bit, and I wanted to get it out. And then then I ran into 16 Iron Jack, and he gave me a mix CD, and I picked out this bootleg remix that he did, and that sort of guided our path. Really, we just wanted to make old school jungle or raga jungle, but like totally crazy mashup stuff, like the stuff that I was hearing, like Upplay Pressure, and you know, it's sort of like those really big, like triplet amen kind of stuff, like pop 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 pop, like really, you know what I mean, like wake you up kind of stuff. And you know, we just that was the whole idea. We just wanted to like basically put our, you know, our name in the hat for like this is the kind of music that's blowing up Toronto. We just kind of like emulated it, really, because that stuff was already happening.
Well, is the music and the stuff that you guys are signing to Sweet Sensi Records, is it 100% made by you, or are you signing independent artists as well?
Yeah, so I sign people, and then, like there's not a lot of releases coming out. I mean, it's manufacturing vinyl which was the only option at that time. It's a long process, and it's an expensive process. So, you know, we were making the best of what we had. So we, you know, would have one guy on the A side, and then myself on the B side, just because, like, yeah, it takes so long, and we never know if we're going to do another one. So that's why
we get your music out.
Sorry, what's that, Jabba?
I was like, plus we got to get his music out because he's a really good producer.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely, we've talked about this in previous guys I've talked to about how, as an artist in this industry, there isn't very many people able to carry you. You have to carry yourself. So as a producer, for instance, you're not just a producer, you're a producer as well as a label owner, because once you've made your music, you have to learn how to market and distribute yourself. You don't have the luxury of some industries, like let's say rock and roll, where there's tons of labels that you can get signed by that might take those things on for you, and you can just focus on just making the music, which is a double-edged sword, because as a result you get 100% of the profits because you're doing all the work and you learn a lot, and you're probably a much more educated artist of industry. So I don't think you need to defend the stance that Sweet Sensi is a record platform that we use to distro our own music. I think a lot of people are doing that. I'm just curious, I guess, if there's other people other than yourselves on the label.
Well, what I would say is that you know, the more I do this, the more ideas bubble in my head, and the more people I want to work with. I've already spoken to a lot of different artists, and I keep like saying like, hey, we'd love to get some of your stuff out. And really, if there was just like, you know, a big pile of money, I would probably line up all the releases really quick, and then just have it all sort of come in like every month. So like I said, like what we started at, I mean, there's such a long story to it all, which I can't get into, but when we started, it was a much slower process. And really, I mean, I've sort of avoided releasing digitally, whereas David has been pushing for it. Jabba's been pushing for it hard, and we're sort of like, we've sort of met at a happy medium where it's like 1 and 1 right now. But I mean, easily I could just sign a bunch of tunes and put it out digitally. It's just the distro is not there yet, where it like goes to the right places, and I'm just not a fan of just throwing stuff out digitally without a physical thing to go with it.
I can respect that. There's purity to what you're saying, and I know a lot of artists that would deeply agree with you on a profound level. One thing I myself believe in is there's no reason to make or distribute something if you don't have the money or means to market it. Nobody's gonna know that you've made something, so you've got to be able to make something and make sure people know of it. So I can very well appreciate and empathize with the amount of work and money that goes into the release of a single track. So kudos to you, and it's because of people like you that our industry survives, and more people are able to take their own route, I guess. If they're not able to get signed by you, they can be inspired by you to start their own thing. I want to ask Jabba something quick. Jabba, and I'm sorry, I can't believe that this is the first I'm saying this. Dylan is DJ Clear. I can't believe I didn't say that. Jabba, I don't think you're a DJ. I think you're just behind some of the production. Is that right?
That's correct.
Who else is in the group? Who is Sweet Sensi? Can you tell me?
Just us two.
Just you two. So DJ Clear and Jabba. And DJ Clear acts as a producer as well as a DJ that can promote the music in front of crowds. And Jabba's just somewhat the man behind the curtain.
And I'm a promoter. I help navigate what some of our decisions, like a partnership.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to expand on that. So, Jab and I are first cousins, and we're like practically brothers because we've known each other. I've known him his whole life, and we've been working on. We sort of both had this dream for a while, I think, of doing all this. We threw parties. We started out as Sweet Sensi crew. So we were an equal partnership then. And then with the label, we've sort of, gone back and forth with finances, whereas David seeded the money for the first release, and then the second release paid for itself, and then I've seeded the money moving forward. So we're pretty much like equals in sort of the decision process, and we just come up with ideas and work and try and be each other's best quality control, I think, is a good way of putting it.
Yes, definitely.
David doesn't DJ, but you used to. You have done some of that, and you've done some of the like the next event that we're doing. Maybe it's an early to plug, but this is all Jabba's baby. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about that. You're saying it's an early plug. Groundhog Day, February 2nd, Sweet Sensi Records presents. Please tell us.
Go for it, Jabba.
Yeah, so we locked down Planet Paradise, which is a vapor lounge. It's kind of got a sports bar type feel. I've got tons of vendors that are going to be on site to give you whatever your 420 desire is. Everybody that comes in, it's $15 admission. You get a free 420 gift with it.
That's awesome.
We got Animal coming down, Mr. Mensa, Dylan with XCG, PvP with MCZ. So it's a stacked lineup. It
is. It's a great lineup, and a lot of our friends are going to be there. So I know I will be popping by. And I love that you guys are doing this. One thing, I don't know if you mentioned it there, but it's a drink-free party, right? It's 420 only.
No booze, just buzz.
And that's what we need more of, in my opinion. Not that I'm advocating for substance use, but if you are going to use one, that's the one. I don't understand. Like I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but the one thing I will say is that when I walk into a bar, people are belligerent, but at least I don't have to smell it. Like when you walk into some of these cafes, it's like, shit, man, I can't be in there for more than 5 minutes without... Like, I need to go outside for a bit. And I smoke. Yeah. So, I can imagine for people who don't.
They have good ventilation there. They have food options. So, it's like, you'll be happy.
Oh, I know I'll be happy, buddy. I know I'll be happy. And thank you once again for throwing this party. Once again, that's February 2nd. Where is it? It's at Carlton and...
Carlton on Parliament.
Okay. All right. That's a great spot downtown. Lot going on that night, so... Make your way downtown for that. That does, and Dylan, yes, you did ruin my next question, but that's totally fine, buddy. What I want to do is I'll throw this to each of you independently. You're already been pre-warned because we did this once before. But Dylan, 5 items that you could throw into a vault that would encapsulate our rave community. What would those 5 items be?
Oh my God. All right, so trying to remember what I said last time.
I was gonna say I love the oh my god, like we've already asked this yet you're still surprised. That's awesome. Let's see if you
Oh
can.
myself.
The two turntables and a mixer, that's going to count as one item.
Can we get a mic in there too? Can we throw a mic in with them? Come on. We don't need a...
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Gotta have a microphone.
All right, that's one.
Let's say the entire warehouse nightclub from back in the day, where all the magic happened.
You gotta speak up there, buddy. I missed out on the second half of what you said there.
The entire warehouse nightclub from back in the day.
Yes, I remember that. Okay.
Which eventually became the Cool House. What else? Can I say my cat?
Your cat?
You want to put your cat in a vault?
And hold on, I want to hear the story behind how the cat encapsulates our rave community. If you have a backstory to it, I'm dying to hear it.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Hold on. Sorry. I think I forgot the initial question. Let's strike that from the record.
Hold on. What if it's okay? If it's the fact that you got like a lot of pussy back in the partying days, you know, I would have listened to that answer. But you just told so that you thought I'm guessing here, but I think you thought that I said 5 items that encapsulate Dylan.
Probably.
That's not what we're going for, buddy.
I probably yeah. There we go. You nailed it.
The rave community is
okay.
what we're going for.
The rave community. Okay. Let's think about this. Okay, so we got the turntables, we got the warehouse. What do we got? Like rave flyers.
Sure, rave flyers. Any particular one that you wish?
My rave towel.
Your rave.
Okay, and,
Jabba's just thrown in a rave towel. You guys got 4 combined. I'll allow for
Okay,
extras
wait.
because there's 2 of you.
I wanna get that last one in. Rave tape.
Which tape? Hold on. What tape? You didn't name a flag. Give me a specific tape, not just rave
So
tape.
for me, it would have been DJ Check. What was that called? He did this tape, and it was totally inspirational for me because it was had all this like Ninja Tune stuff on it that I didn't know about beforehand, and that was a total game changer for me. Was all that trip hop stuff.
It was like a breaks DJ Check from Miami or something, wasn't he?
No, he was. Well, I think he may have been from the Czech Republic. But yeah, he did play breaks.
He was at Sound Clash, I think.
He's also
Very good DJ, breaks DJ. But what were you saying you heard him playing? What kind of music was it?
trip hop.
Trip hop. And you know what? It's
You never heard
amazing.
of trip hop?
Say it again.
You've never heard of trip hop?
Yeah, I know trip hop.
Okay, just checking.
But what I'm saying is it's amazing to me that so many of the drum and bass guys that I've been talking to, when they have that one tape, it's never drum and bass. It's always, well, and I guess because the era you guys come from, there was no old jungle tape. It was either a hardcore or a breaks tape or something that.
No, that's not true. So, part of my journey was like I kind of ignored the rave scene for a while, and then in grade 13 I was dating a girl who was basically like an ex-raver, and she had this cassette that was it was just basically like a pause tape. I don't know if you know what a pause tape is.
I do.
Okay, good. So it was basically a pause tape of like all the jungle hits, and it had like, the first track of course was original Anata, and that was like when I finally put it on, that was like a game changer for me. Like that changed. That was where I was like, oh okay, yeah, I can totally get into this stuff, and I don't think I ever looked back. But prior to that was, yeah, you're right, not jungle, not drum and bass. I kind of knew about it. Someone told me about it, but it wasn't like how I knew about trip hop or just like top like popular dance music like Prodigy, Chemical Brothers, Orbital, The Orb, Plastic Man. What else? All like all that kind of stuff.
Prodigy, man. You remember Prodigy? Prodigy was like, in my opinion, they were around in the 96, 97. So they were mainstream's first, I guess, ear to that electronic a lot of people put Prodigy in the drum and bass category. But yeah, no, I love the fact that you bring out a tape like DJ Check to throw into the thing, into my time capsule. But yeah, with that, I thank you guys for talking to me today. Before I let you go, I want to just give you a chance to say anything. I know we mentioned the party is coming up in a couple weeks. Is there anything else that people can expect coming from Sweet Sensi Records? Dylan, I'll let you answer first.
We've got, I think since we last talked, there's been some more growth, but the next EP that's slated is Toronto's very own Rumbleton from his Stand Firm Hi-Fi record label. He's also signed to Rupture London and Scientific Wax, and we're hoping to get a man called Threshold on that release. After that, we're going to make a return and bring back our original label mate, 60-Arm Jack. After that, EP from Tim Reaper. The special surprise, which I still can't really talk about just yet, but we're definitely a lot closer to announcing it. That's all I can say is just like mystery guests on our label that's still blowing my mind.
I love mystery guests. I look forward to that. So where can we go to follow you? What's the website?
Well, the good news is there's lots of places on the internet to buy our music. You can go to Bandcamp, which is sweetsensirecords.bandcamp.com, or if you just Google Sweet Sensi Records, it'll come up. And there you can buy vinyl and digital. And then there's a number of record stores online, like Red Eye Records. Actually, anywhere in Europe, you can find our records. And also, if you live in the Toronto area, you can go to Play to Record. There is limited copies of Sweet Sensi number 4, which is our biggest release to date, and that's a double 10-inch vinyl with some pretty crazy tracks on there.
That's awesome, man. Jabba, you got anything to add to that, bud?
Very much. Just want to invite everybody out to Planet Paradise on February 2nd.
All right, man. Thank you, guys. That's it. That's DJ Clear, aka Dylan, and his cousin Jabba, the men behind Sweet Sensi Records. Thank you so much, guys, for talking to me for a bit, and I hope you'll do it again soon.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Thanks, man.
Ciao,
All
bro.
right, peace out.
So there they are, Sweet Sensi Records. And like I say, I, the schmuck that I am, screwed up the first time we tried to do this. So thank you guys for giving me a second shot. I really hope this came out well. It looks like everything went well, and I'll share it with you guys in a few days. That's kind of what's been going on. Like I said in one of the other videos, I'm very flattered by the response and people actually giving me the time of day to share themselves with me and allow me to share them with you. I hope these videos are doing more than bringing fulfillment to my life. I hope they're teaching people and giving you guys a sense of entertainment. My goal with this is not to just present people's history and stuff, but it's also to humanize these artists. Growing up, idolizing and mentoring from a lot of these guys, it meant a lot to me when I learned that these guys were human beings and not just musicians or guys I watched on the stage. And giving that sense of character, that sense of identity to the people we listen to, I think is important. And I hope you guys do too. So keep watching, keep telling your friends, subscribe, whatever. Hit up my YouTube channel. This is Running Errands, as always. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, guys. Peace out.